Abraham here with the Salmon Homestead. Look at that behind me there. Fog. The sun is trying to burn through it right now. It just hasn't gotten there yet. Maybe it won't happen until tomorrow. But it's been extremely foggy. Some of the times we've laid out this morning, you lay out and all of a sudden the fog lifts a little bit, like, oh, there's a boat, you know, whatever, a few hundred yards away, and you're like, that's why I'm not catching the fish. So, and it can have an advantage though. If you're getting a fish and no one sees you getting a fish, well, then of course you're sort of hiding yourself from everybody else, and you're then get to stay open as well. So, but it's been a real beautiful day. Caught some nice fish this past evening in the 2 sets. They doubled that amount of fish again this morning, and now we're into the mid to later afternoon now, and we're headed to another spot. Heard there's some fish in that spot, so we're headed there. But as you can see, it's not too wavy out at all. Sun's trying to perk through. We got one guy napping, another guy just sort of laid out, ready, just sort of like I'm ready to go. All I gotta do is throw on my coat. You see, I got my bibs on, boots are on. I just gotta throw on my coat and gloves, and we're ready to throw it out. So, cruising along here. Maybe, and where are we today? Well, this morning we were down more in the Naknek district. Actually, let me backtrack. Yeah, this morning, but in the early morning we were in the flood stage and came up from Naknek up into the Kwijak just a little bit. And then this morning, later in the morning, we were Naknek, and now we're back up into the Kwijak district, ready to float her down a little bit. So maybe 2 sets here. We'll see 2-3 sets before it starts to begin to get dark, and then we'll most likely do not the set we did last night. I was like panicking how close we got some of the tenders. There was I think it was 20 tenders I had counted that we floated by. The last 2 were like within like a few hundred yards, and they even turned on their lights, showing at the boat as I'm like floating by these tenders. Oh yeah, enough to give a guy a heart attack if they've never had one. But I think we're going to be up in the Kwijak this time, and have it float between some sandbars up and down, so that should be easier. I'll just have to watch for other boats, I'm guessing, and then eventually, if we're floating up, how close we get to the northern line. Because once you get closer to the northern line, starts to pick up, and if we'd happen to have a lot of fish, we want to be up and ready to pick that.